Hi there, I'm Slightly Froggy, and welcome back to my stream. Today I'm continuing my playthrough of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. And I'm playing at a different time of day for the next little bit, for the next couple of weeks or so. I'm on shift work, so I have to say it does feel weird getting off work at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Going to bed at 7 in the summertime is its own bundle of challenges, but I do want to keep up the streaming, so here I am. We're going to be continuing our investigation in Case 3, I believe, in Danganronpa. And I think we only had about 15-20 minutes left. We just reconnected with Kyoko. She wanted to take a look at the bodies. And I imagine we're going to get to trial in this stream here. I don't know how long this the trial is going to be, just because I've already kind of figured it out. I think I've already got a pretty good idea as to who's behind it and roughly what happened, just based on some of the clues we found during the investigation. So I'm looking forward to playing it regardless, because who knows, there's going to always be some twists and turns, and I do have some questions about how certain things were done, because, like, man, during the course of this, by the way, double murder, we ran around the school a lot. Like, I think we ran, like, the entire length of the school at least, like, 3 times. Just, bare minimum, 3 times. We were very busy. There was a lot of misdirection. But man, I do feel bad about Taka. Like, Taka took some weird turns as a character, but I do feel bad for the guy. Like, he wasn't a bad person, and he wound up dead for whatever reason. We'll find out what the motivation was behind why he was chosen. And Hifumi ended up dead as well. See, I called it one or the other was going to end up dead. And it ended up being both of them. So that's just kind of how it happened. So I guess, I don't know, do I get both marks for guessing that one? I'm not sure. Ooh, the light on my microphone is being a little wonky here. There we go. Hopefully it's just the light. Hopefully you can still hear me okay. Because if I have to use this microphone, which I did once, and it sounds terrible, that is a worst case scenario thing. So I'm just going to wait a little bit, because I am going to be starting at 3 o'clock. So we'll give it about 6 more minutes, and just hang out here and chat. Let me see if I can fix my lighting. Whatever is happening. That's the thing, like, I've streamed at various times of day, so sometimes the lighting in my apartment is just very different, and for whatever reason, it is just really gripping to the green on me right now. I'll just hang it like that. We'll just chill here. Got about 6 minutes to kill. Just waiting to see some other people trickle in before we start on the rest of the investigation. Yeah, I think Celeste is behind it. I gotta say, like, here, you know what? Let's head to the game screen, and let's turn on the music. Get some music in here. There we go. Oh, Junko. I really liked her. Ordinary Star, welcome back. Good afternoon. Welcome back to the stream. Hope you're doing all right. It's been a bit since you hung out and stream. I know I've been streaming at different times of day, so everybody's got their own schedule these days. So I'll be streaming at roughly this time for the next 2 weeks, so. Am I a bad person if I still feel bad about Junko being killed off pretty early, but Taka, who just got killed, I'm like pretty ambivalent on? Even though he's kind of had more to do and he actually like got to develop a little bit more. I don't know, I always try to cut slack to the characters we kind of get to know more about, the more fleshed out ones. But I liked Junko's thing, and I totally thought she was gonna stick around. Ordinary Star. I had surgery recently, so I've been in recovery mode. I've been checking out the VODs though. Oh! Well, hopefully your surgery went well. Hope you're on the mend, you're doing better. But yeah, thank you for watching the VODs. That's why I like to have them, because it's like I know I kind of broadcast at different times of the day sometimes. It's like, yeah, if you want to catch up, you can catch up there. But yes, I hope your surgery went well. Hopefully it wasn't anything too serious. Yeah, I haven't had any major surgery. I think the closest I had was when I got my wisdom teeth taken out. And I was about 15 or so. Like, that was the first time I'd ever been put under for anything, and, like, that was a trip when I woke up. Yeah, Junko's death was extremely out of the blue and unfair. Really enjoyed her character. Yeah, like, I like the spunky characters. Like, her character, where it's like she kind of comes across as one thing, but she was very real and pretty upfront and honest about, like, who she was. Like, there's a lot of characters in Danganronpa that have ulterior motives, and that's a lot of fun, don't get me wrong. But it is fun sort of having very, like, upfront and very, like, brash and honest characters. It's fun to have that variety. I'm just gonna mute my mic for a sec, because I got a cough. Hopefully you didn't hear that. Alright, about 3 minutes, and we're gonna be kicking off the game. Oof. This might be a slightly longer stream just because I figure we've only got about 15-20 minutes left of the investigation, so we're just gonna be like hopping into the trial. And trials hit or miss can last a while, depending on how many mini games they want to throw at me. And man, if we get that rhythm game again. I did better on it last time. I got it first try last time. I think the only one I kind of slightly tripped up on was the manga panels one. Just trying to figure out the order, and when they throw in like those fake ones, kind of trick you a little bit. But overall, I think I've mostly been getting the trial. The trial part is honestly the part of the game I stress the most about. Like, I love the investigating stuff. I love like the fun character stuff, but it's like the actual like the bullet time stuff is like, okay, all right, we gotta play the game, all right. Oh, dude, the rhythm game is impossible for me. Man, did you see me when I did the tutorial case one for the rhythm game? Oh my god, like, I've been tempted to go back to watch it, and I don't know if I can do it, just because I swear I failed that thing like 4 times. It must have been 4 or 5 times. And, like, poor people in the chat, like, Kwa was trying to help me out, and just, it did not go very well. I've gotten the hang of it. I didn't realize you had to alternate. That was what tripped me up. For whatever reason, my brain just couldn't quite grasp it based on the description of what the mini game was, but I mean, you saw me play Night in the Woods. Like, rhythm games sometimes trip me up pretty hard. They are not my strong suit. They're fun, but I kind of have to turn my brain off when I'm doing them, because then I start to overthink it, and that's when I get thrown off the rhythm. Wait, you have to alternate? Yeah! Because that was the thing. It was, because it was like, here, I'm trying to position the mouse here. So it was like right-click to ready it, and then left-click to shoot it. So at first I thought you hold down the right, and then you click the left on the dots as they go around. But no, it's on each of the dots, it's right, then left, right, then left. I know, right? Like, once I figured out that that's what it was like, that was all it was. I just had to alternate the clicks. That's all I had to do. I failed this thing 5 times because I didn't know I had to alternate clicks. Are you kidding me right now? Like, oh man, if I wasn't on stream, I would have just been like, really? So that was frustrating. It was much simpler than I thought it was. So I'm glad to know I wasn't the only one that got tripped up on that. All right, we have hit 3 o'clock. It's time to start. We're gonna finish up this investigation. Because now that we've reconvened with Kyoko, she's gonna show us a bunch of stuff we probably missed. And now I'm trying to remember where she wanted me to go. Ooh. Tab, where are we heading? We're at the library. So I imagine we need to go back to the 3rd floor. The manga panels also mess me up. Eventually just sort of brute force them, that seems to work. Yeah, like, some of them are, like, pretty straightforward, but, like, other ones, it's like, wait, seriously? Like, it's like, where's this supposed to go? I have another one, I don't know where it's supposed to go. Sorry, allergies. Okay, so Kyoko's here. is this girl? By the stairs, it said. Wait. There we go. Okay, so yeah. There we go. We'll just go to wherever Kyoko is. Which is here, apparently? I don't see her, though. Well, I imagine we're going back to one of the scenes of the crime. Time for crime. No, we're solving crime, Qua. And welcome back to the stream. Alright. Whoop. I always think it's escape. It's F1. Alright. So let us go to the 3rd floor. Yeah, let's go to the physics lab. Time for uncrime. Yes, we are uncriming this crime. We are uncriming Murder High School. Okay, so I imagine... Maybe here? Time's running, I have to hurry to the... Oh, that's where it wants me to go. Repository. There we go. Oh, God. There we go. If there is any opportunity to get lost in this game, I will take it. Every single time. Alright, repository. Oh, there she is. There she is. Hifumi and Taka. For a moment, Kyoko seemed to go rigid. But only for a moment.
So
the
then,
woman's a robot, I swear. There she is. Well then, let's get started. She crouched down next to Taka and without hesitation began poking and prodding the bodies.
I knew it.
The Monokuma file was right. They were killed using similar weapons. Her movements were so smooth. She was so calm. Seeing how comfortable she was actually made me feel a little more comfortable. Yeah, it's when other people... Hello, Kay. Welcome back to the stream. Yeah, see, I think I've already figured this one out, because there's a couple of clues that kind of give it away. So, I think it's Celeste. I think Celeste was working with Hifumi. I know Hifumi ends up dead. I'm curious as to exactly how that happened. I'm not sure, but the whole, like, glasses thing, he wiped off the blood from his glasses. A corpse would not need to do that. You mostly just need to work out the finer details. Yeah, it's... Because there was a lot of running around in this case. Oh my god, we must have ran around the school like 5 times. Alright. Oh, let's talk to her first.
I see.
Makoto, I found something. You did?
Hey,
You remember the wristwatch Taka always wore on his left hand? He did? It's all about the timeline of events. Yes, which is going to be very critical to the manga section of it. That always takes me quite a few minutes to figure out.
whew.
Are you so oblivious to the people around you? Do you dislike other people that much? Every case, I mean. Yeah, every case has that element. That's true. To be fair, I never noticed the watch either. I don't know if that was actually in it before now, or... No, that's not it. Anyway, you said he had a watch?
So then,
Take a look. It's broken. You can see the hands aren't moving, right? It most likely broke when he had his encounter with his assailant. And if you notice, the hands are frozen at just past 6 o'clock. So that would mean the watch was broken sometime just after 6.
that's right.
But last night, Taka's watch definitely wasn't broken. Oh no, you can't see the watch in this. Okay. Hey, you! How long were you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. Oh right, yeah, there was that line. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that? Bedtime for all the little boys and girls. It's weird seeing this intensity when he's talking like a storybook character.
In other words,
So if it worked at 10 last night, it couldn't have been broken at 6 p.m. So it has to be 6 a.m. Meaning it must have happened at 6 this morning. Broken wristwatch has been added.
however,
And that's not all. Look at Taka's left hand. He appears to be gripping something. Ooh, a clue. You're right, there's something white in there.
Makoto,
Can you try and pry it out? Me?
because
Rigor mortis is already set in. Boys are better suited to this kind of manual labor, right? Okay. Have you ever had to pry open a dead man's fist before? I haven't. I'm glad I never have. And I hope I never will. As much as I didn't want to, I grasped Taka's cold hand. The ice-cold hand was nearly enough to cause my heart to stop beating. And after some effort, I was finally able to free the object from his tightly clenched fist. What's that paper? Yeah, a piece of paper.
hey,
Was that all he had in his hand? Yeah, that's it. Just a little scrap of paper. Doesn't seem like much of a clue, does it?
Is that right?
I wonder about that. Kyoko then turned to Hifumi's body.
So then,
Let's check Hifumi's body now. Perhaps he's left a few clues of his own. Kiyotaka's scrap of paper has been added. Alright. Hifumi, what you got, buddy? You got some pudgy princess stuff to give us? The biggest problem I have right now is how the killer was able to move Hifumi's massive corpse. Yeah, that was kind of one of the things that kind of gave it away that Hifumi was involved, because the pulley was used to move Taka. We've got proof of that with, like, the trolley left marks in the blood from Taka's body. But not Hifumi. And Hifumi is admittedly a lot bigger. From the nurse's office where he was discovered to here, the repository. Yeah, and I guess they don't have an elevator at Hope's Peak Academy, which is not very fair. Hey, the ultimate whatever could be in a wheelchair or need to use a cane or something. All the way from the first floor to the third, and all without anyone noticing it. I just can't see how that's possible. Further, it seems that Hifumi died from a blow to the head. He was most likely killed using Justice Hammer 3, which we found in the nurse's office. Elevators in the Monokuma room, so that's how he gets everywhere. It's a hidden elevator. It's a dumbwaiter or something. But when we found his body in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered in blood. But now they're spotless. Elevators in the Monokuma room, like the one you take to the trial. Oh, that's true. I almost forgot about that elevator. That just goes down, just takes you straight to hell. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses clean? But who would do that, and why? Alright. Kyoko. So, did you find anything?
indeed.
I did, more than I expected, to be honest. Look at this. A wad of paper?
That's right.
Hifumi had it hidden on him. Hidden?
Indeed.
He'd stuffed it in his pants, so I can only assume he hidden it on purpose, you see. Does that mean Kyoko went ruffling through his pants? His pants? Wait, so, okay, so I'm glad I'm not the only one who drew that conclusion of, wait, did you seriously go through that man's pants?
Why is that?
Or boy. The only person who's a man in this is Yasuhiro because he's a chronic dumbass and he's 21 years old and still in high school. It was just his pants, not like his socks or something. I don't know what that means.
Hey,
Anyway, let's take a look at the paper. Go ahead, Makoto, open it up. When I think of how it was stuffed down his pants, it's like, it better be important, Hifumi, or I'll never forgive you for this. Ooh, I found a hole. Maybe we can use it to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m. Oh, a note. Found a hole. Yeah. Tell anybody.
so...
That sounds very familiar. That's it. That's the same thing Hiro said. When he was telling us, then he was telling us the truth.
However,
Although it's not exactly the same, is it? Last night someone slipped a weird note under my door. And here's what it said. I found a hole. Maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m. The time is different. Hiro told us that his note said to meet at 1 a.m., but the note they wrote to Hifumi asked him to meet at 6 a.m.
is that right?
Hold on. Just because Hifumi had the note doesn't mean it was meant for him.
So...
Part of it had been torn off, right? I think there's likely some meaning there. Yeah, it's probably the bit of slip of paper that Taka was holding. There's some meaning to part of it being ripped. Could you maybe explain it a little more? Think carefully.
Hey.
Why would he have been clutching that scrap of paper so tightly? I have no idea.
So then...
What if it wasn't just a scrap of paper when he was holding it? What if it was something more important? And how would something important like that become a mere scrap of paper? That's what you need to answer. Love how Kyoko has to spell it out for us. The note Hifumi had has been added.
Hey,
And while we're at it, I should tell you one other thing. The two victims this time definitely had their e-handbooks on them. So the handbooks have nothing to do with how the murders were carried out. You know what? Part of me's kind of relieved. There's been a lot of back and forth on the e-handbooks. I'm kind of glad we're giving it a bit of a rest for this one. Not that there was any reason to think they were connected to the killings in the first place. So you're saying I don't have to think about the handbooks this time, right?
is that
If
right?
you didn't have to think about them at all, I wouldn't have gone out of my way to mention it. All I said was that they weren't used to help carry out the murders. There may come a point, however, where a handbook may play a role. You mean like literally every other previous case? A handbook may play a role? I don't think I understand. But if Kyoko thinks it's important, I'd better keep it in mind. E-handbook has been added. Oh, I think it's trial time. Yeah, there really wasn't much time left. Oh, dang,
Are
I
you
probably could've...
excited? Are you pumped? It's time for the class trial to begin!
It's time! It's time!
Like the bright burst of fireworks, like the flash of a soul clashing with life and death. And so, with no further ado...
So dramatic.
Everyone, please meet at the usual spot. Make your way to the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
It would seem...
It's unfortunate, but I suppose this is where our investigation comes to an end. You'll have to figure out the rest for yourself and come to the proper conclusion. Yeah, you're right.
Shall we go?
Well, we'd better get going. Okay. I love how it's kind of been left up to Makoto to solve all of these. She's like, well, I mean, that was your time to investigate it, I guess. And it's like, no, you can investigate too. Byakuya could help, again, without leading into it. Because I know he did play a part in the last one just to, like, mess with us. Man, there's so few of us left. Oh my god. Man, we've really been picked off. Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation and were gathered up at the red door. As soon as we were all there...
Monokuma appears!
There's two. Did he mess with you guys again, though? I don't think so. I don't think Byakuya has messed with us on this one. Maybe. I hope not. He may have, I don't know. But man, there's two of them now. He's multiplied? He reproduces asexually. He's like a sponge. He just grows a smaller Monokuma off of his body until it becomes its own person. Bear.
Wrong.
Nope, not multiplication. It just looks that way because of an illusion. Damn it. Reminds me of the line from Arrested Development where Job is just like, I'm not a magician, Michael. Like, I don't do tricks. Tricks are what whores do for money. I make illusions. I'm moving so fast it only looks like I've multiplied. Didn't somebody have that theory? I think it was John Oliver had that joke going about the Olsen twins where he's like, there's really only one of them, but they're just moving side to side really fast, so it looks like there's two. Daikuma instead of Monokuma. Oh, so they are both Daikuma. Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma? Can we just get on the elevator already? Oh, Kyoko's no fun.
Boy,
You're not playing along.
Stop talking.
We're not here to play with you.
okay. Hey,
Then if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the pain train, elevator. I'll see you guys down there. See, he doesn't use
Let's
the
go.
elevator. Okay then, shall we?
Please!
Oh, hold on, I'm not mentally prepared yet.
what the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, Hero. You're gonna pay for your sins. Man, Hina's like really on this.
What the heck?
I told you already, I didn't do it, for serious. That reminds me, did you ever find the other costume? Or the note? Well, no, but... How unfortunate. Then it would seem we have our culprit. Oh, poor Hero. Hero didn't do anything to deserve this. He's just a chill stoner who's been roped into this. Here, I'm just gonna move my mic a little bit. It's getting in the way of the text. This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusations for when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right. Let's get down there first. Then the story can really begin. Yeah, good idea. That's right. I have to do it. I can't let whoever killed Ifumi and Taka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive, and for the two that lost their lives. Even though one of them may have been responsible for the murder. The one who killed Hifumi and Taka. The one who killed two of our friends. The killer is in this room. Someone right here. Alright, let's go around the room.
Yes, yes.
It's me, Kay, you did it! Come on, Big Mac, let's do it! Okay. Is it just gonna be like, wasn't me, you gotta believe me. I do believe you.
Hey,
The story begins when we get down there. It would appear the culprit has been confirmed. This trial will be over in no time. Were you listening? Wait till we get to the courtroom to begin your arguing. You can just talk to people, you know. You don't have to argue. I don't like Monokuma's carefree attitude. Oh, I meant to talk to you, but I like talking to Sakura too. Let's hurry up and go so we can make Hiro pay for his crimes. She seems very excited. I took one last deep breath and exhaled slowly. Began to walk toward the elevator. Once everyone was aboard, going down. The doors closed on their own and the steel box began to move. Man, I still can't get over how few of us there are left. There's not gonna be much of a trial once it gets to the later game. The clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. There was no going back. Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. Hey, at least we'll get another floor out of this. Not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator doors slid open, opening up onto a cruel fate. Was the room blue before? I feel like it's been redesigned. It's not that there isn't much of a trial, but you won't want any of your friends to be the killer. Oh, okay. Every trial. Oh, I did notice that with the last one. I didn't notice the color change. Definitely notice the blue, though. Yeah, because I imagine it's going to get to a point where the only people left are ones you're kind of rooting for, and it's like, I mean, one of you has to be a killer. You don't want it to be. Well, I see you all gathered together like this. I realize just how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax.
just the worst.
Every trial, despair. Yes, high levels of despair. Only because of you. Why? Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other? What? Do you really hate me so much? But I'm so cute.
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial. Don't rush me. Of course I'm gonna start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break. That'd be like waiting like 2 to 3 days to get to the trial. Who would do that? Yahoo! I'd never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. Profuse sweating profusely. It is quite warm here, actually. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. A deadly class trial. Yes, I do want to save. I think Big Mac's getting into this. Okay. Oh. Let's open the handbook. We'll just skim over the truth bullets really quickly, just so we know what's here. So, we've got the Monokuma file. Victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimaru. Cause of death for each was a blow to the head. It is thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon. Blue tarp. Blue tarp was found in the repository under Kiyotaka's lifeless body. It was apparently used to move Kiyotaka in order to avoid leaving any bloodstains. It didn't work, it still made a mess. Repository dolly was found when the body was rediscovered in the repository. This specific dolly has no handles, and blood was found in one of its wheels. It is assumed that this is the same dolly that was in the equipment room, where Kiyotaka's body was originally discovered. Ordinary Star. Oh man, this reminds me of the voice actor who voices Byakuya very randomly showed up as a contestant on that new Netflix show, The Floor is Lava. It was weird as hell. Really? Admittedly, I haven't watched The Floor is Lava. But oh, okay. Admittedly, I haven't looked up the voice actors for this game, but I know they must be in other things. They were first found in the nurse's office. Ifumi's glasses were covered in blood. However, when they were next seen in the repository, they were completely clean. spotless hammer. Hammers of all shapes and sizes were found in the repository. One of them was found wet and had apparently been recently washed. Getting the blood off. Repository door. The door connecting the art room to the repository was designed to open only from the repository side. According to Hina, it was locked during the search for the missing body. However, when the body was rediscovered, it had somehow been unlocked. That was another clue that sort of leads me to believe that Hifumi was involved, because when they opened it, it was just Taka and Hifumi. I think wet hammer is an item in one of the Paper Mario games. A wet... You know what though, if it's paper and a wet hammer, I can see that being useful. I know a hammer's definitely one of the weapons in Paper Mario though, despite having not played a Paper Mario. But I will be soon. A puddle of blood was found in the equipment room where Kiyotaka's body was initially found. A tire track had been left behind in the blood. Cloth was found in the trash can in the nurse's office. It was branded with a popular cartoon character, Pudgy Princess, and was found with blood on it. One has to wonder if someone used it to wipe some blood away, like some glasses. Time to emulate Thousand Year Door and stream it. Yeah, play legally. No, I'm actually hoping to play the new origami one, and hopefully on stream. I've just gotta play test my new capture card first. Celeste's account. Hifumi's body disappeared when Celeste and Aoi left the nurse's office to use the bathroom. Apparently, they weren't gone for more than a minute or two. Yasuhira's message, written very neatly, apparently. This is the note that Yasuhira wrote to get everyone to meet in the dining hall. Meet in the dining hall is all it says. Oh wait, no, that is his handwriting. The handwriting is remarkably neat and clear, which is a little out of character for him, but it's kind of a nice little character touch. Blueprints for Robo-Justice, which were found in Yasuhiro's room. It looks interesting. I've seen a little bit of it. Like, I saw, like, the trailer and that when it came out. It looks interesting, and I figure I gotta finally play a Paper Mario game. No one but Yasuhiro could have possibly fit into the costume. In addition, anyone wearing it would not be able to see their feet or bend at the waist more than 90 degrees. Hope companions are back. Yeah, everybody liked the companions in the previous Paper Mario games. Like, why wouldn't you put that in there? That's such an easy thing. Apparently, Yasuhiro received a mysterious note last night. The note reads, I found a hole, maybe we can use it to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m. Broken wristwatch. Broke with the hands pointing just past 6. It was confirmed that as of late last night, the watch still worked, which means it must have broken the following morning when he was attacked. Lifeless hand was clutching a small scrap of paper. And this is what the other piece of the paper looks like. Hifumi had a note. Found a hole, we can escape, don't tell anyone else. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m. So, obviously that was the note that lured in Taka that killed him. Each student has their own handbook. The owner's name is displayed. The handbook is booted up. It is believed that no handbooks were involved in carrying out the murders this time. Regardless, it's still gonna take up a truth bullet, because why not? Oh, and now skills, because I've gotten some more skills since the last time. Okay, so I'm just seeing Lost in Thought increases the time limit for each phase. Effective during a class trial, costs 3 SP. Put them all in. Yeah, baby. I don't have enough. Steadies your aim a little. Effective during non-stop debate in the Hangman's Gambit. Ooh, should I get rid of one to make room? Increases your truth bullet rate of fire. Effective during non-stop debate. Algorithm increases the speed of memorizing a statement. That one isn't that. Algorithm or Robot Jock? Because I'm thinking I might get rid of algorithm. Oh, oh, so I can just leave Byakuya's? Because, yeah, I think that's his, isn't it? Steadies your aim a little. What are some of the other ones? Algorithm's good. Oh, okay. Melodious voice increases damage to the opponent when a statement is destroyed. Okay, that's useful. Vocabulary increases bullet capacity. Well, that's a pretty good one. That one is more useful. Yeah, I'm looking through these and it's like... I don't know. I felt like Byakuya's ability would have been a bit more useful, I guess. Like, it would have been like a rare one or something, but I think I'll stick with this. These ones are all pretty solid. Second ability might be better. Oh, right, I forgot there's secondary abilities. Oh my god, I am not even close to maximizing these social links. Alright, 1 sec. Finish preparations. Alright, gang, we're starting. Oh boy.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one,
We all get candy and cake.
then I'll punish everyone besides the
Oh.
blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
I'd prefer cake and candy.
Now
This is
then, to
punishments,
begin
whatever.
with,
Begin with
We already know who did it.
Hina, no. Sweetie, I love you, but you are dumb and you are wrong.
was that?
I only maxed one person my first playthrough. Oh, really, Qua? I was gonna ask who, but that might give it away. Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit. Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
Man, Celeste, you're so lucky that Hina's so stupid.
I didn't. Someone knocked me out. I was asleep the whole time. I don't know anything about it.
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
I don't think you have anywhere to talk on this, Jill.
How are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it, and all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
But then why would he wear it? Wouldn't it just be easier if he just didn't wear it? There was conveniently all of this evidence in your room, so it must be you, and it was definitely not planted there by me or the otaku that I enslaved with my vagina magic.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know. I don't know.
For a clairvoyant, he doesn't know a lot. Is Hiro really the killer, or... But she isn't 2D. I know, but she's like got the gothic Lolita thing, which I feel like is like the closest thing you get to like your waifu. Would he do that? Man, he was willing to like make her tea like exactly the way she wanted it, and I think he was calling her like master and stuff, or mistress, or one of those. Like, I doubt Hiro even knows what a hammer does. Yeah, you use it to pack your pipe, right? Is Hiro really the killer, or before anything else, we have to make that clear. No, he is not the killer. It is impossible because there's no way he could have put himself in the suit. Yasuhiro's message.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
It's a
Hiro,
conspiracy.
why? Why did you kill them?
No, just hold on a second.
I mean, looking at the blueprints, that handwriting is awful messy. If I remember right, Hiro's handwriting is extremely neat.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
Did I lose time on that?
I don't
Whoops.
know anything about that. It's not true. It's
Hiro, why? Why?
no. Just hold
Figured
on a
I'd pick up some
second.
extra seconds. No word got no. I know, yeah. Okay, so I have to shoot it first. Oh, whoop, nope. Turn off auto. There we go. I think letters are tricky. I know, yeah. I thought maybe I could get it in time, but I didn't quite get the timing on it. I'll
Everything we
let
found
shoot it
in your
first.
room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all...
Aha!
No, it's wrong.
Objection! Break.
Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say?
By the way, are we gonna find out what happened to Alter Ego? Because Alter Ego disappeared, and we still don't know what happened to it.
when you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you
Blueprint
could think
writing
the
looks like
same
my
person made
handwriting.
both
It's
of
really
them.
bad.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
Why?
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
I mean, he's right.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hiro is innocent as well.
He just wanted to wait till I said something first.
What?
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit?
It was...
Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
Of course, he passes it off to me.
So, who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
The suspicious individual in question, the one that must have been in the suit, was Hiro.
I got it! Other than Hiro, I can't think of anyone else it could have been.
Too dumb for murder. It is true. Hiro is way too dumb for murder.
Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit.
It would be like a
And we
Leon
never found any kind of second
kind of
suit.
killing if Hiro did actually try to kill someone. It would be like a, oh, whoopsie. I did not think this through.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
Like, for some reason it's Byakuya in this pose that reminds me a lot of like Miles Edgeworth from like Ace Attorney. It's very, like, I don't know if it's just because like the high collar is kind of like his cravat. It's like flowy cravat. He's like chaotic Edgeworth. He's like, let's just mess with shit and see what happens.
What? Now that's a bold assumption. And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body.
Easy.
It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items.
This is, you know what, yeah, he is leading this in a good direction where it's like once you figure out the method of moving it, it proves that the suit was obviously not used by the person who did the murders, because it would be impossible. I think he basically is the Edgeworth to Makoto's Phoenix. He is, but like, the thing was, like, Edgeworth was like the rival in the sense that he still wanted the same things, but like, he also didn't actively try to like sabotage things just for shits and giggles. Like, Byakuya like fully staged a body to make it look like somebody else. Just cause why not? He's a shit disturber. He's great.
Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
What, you didn't like that? It was the dolly. What, you didn't like that? It was an interesting choice. Yeah, present.
I got it!
Still one more thing. Things that were used to. What? What, the tarp? I did the dolly. It was, what, do I have to use the tarp first?
I got it!
No, that's not
They
it either.
were
Oh.
a dolly
Oh,
and a tarp,
I needed
right?
to select two things. Okay. There were dolly and the tarp, right? That's the
So,
attitude.
let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository.
Oh, but yes, Kate, to what you said, what you didn't like that with Byakuya messing with the body, like, that's dedication to, like, being a shit disturber. If you're like, I'm going to touch a dead body and so I can place it just so.
And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a
Willing
blue
to deface
tarp,
dead body.
right? It was
He's
the
a
same
good guy.
tarp that up until then
Not as
was
good as
stored in the
anybody else in
equipment
this
room.
game. Same tarp that was up until it was stored in the equipment room.
So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tar. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there.
Yeah.
But when the body disappeared,
there were tire tracks in
so
the
did the
blood.
dolly.
It's a habitual potster.
Later,
He
when
is.
Taka's body reappeared
It is
in
fun,
the repository,
though. You gotta have some fun in it. Gotta throw some curveballs in there. I wasn't too sure about him at first. I'm warming up to Byakuya. I'm warming up to almost all these characters, to be honest.
so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
For somebody who stakes her claim on being the best liar, best bluffer,
She's raised an objection. How do
she's
you
not
respond?
very good at this. It's not a difficult case to solve.
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway.
Wow. Okay.
We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
I'm sorry, I don't see anybody else running this trial. Wow, I've never heard anyone sound so nice while being so mean. But maybe I can change her mind. I doubt it, but because she's probably the killer. If I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. A new element has been added to bullet time battles. Would you like to hear more? Yes! Let's talk about reloading. Ooh, starting with this next bullet time battle, we're gonna add one more ingredient to the recipe. On the bottom of the screen, underneath the tempo marker, you'll see your ammo count. Oh, up until now, there hasn't really been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements. From now on, just locking on and pressing the left mouse button won't be enough to handle them. Now it will cost you 1 bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements no matter how locked on you are. Oh, so you can't just go firing wildly. You gotta point at them. Which I've basically been doing the odd time where I've fired more than once. Gotta reload. Oh, can reload by pressing the tab key. Oh, okay. Just like locking on, you have to press the tab key in time with the tempo marker. Oh, where's the tempo marker? Basically, just remember that the tab key now has a function along with the right mouse button and the left mouse buttons. It will automatically reload at the start of the fever time, and your ammo will not decrease. Do it like how you would lock on and shoot to the beat. Oh, wait, so you have to do it in tempo now during, wait, am I doing a bullet time? Yes, oh, we're in the rhythm game part, I'm guessing, right? Is that what this is? Or this is just to lock onto a statement? I thought we were still in the debate phase. Oh, we're in the rhythm part. Ah, dang it. We'll automatically reload at the start of fever time. Oh, right, fever time is the space bar, correct? Oh, damn, your ammo will not decrease. Doesn't always happen at the end. Yes. Okay. Fever time is good. Yes. Well, yeah, because they can mess with my timing, too. So that's to counteract that. Okay, so I have to... So it's still right, left, and then if I'm starting to run out of bullets, just I press tab and it reloads it, but it has to be on the point. Use fever time halfway through and you will decimate her. Yes. Okay, I think I've got it. And if I don't, we'll give it another try. Believe me, Froggy, you can do this. Thank you, Ordinary Star. We were just talking about this game before we started. It's like, oh, the rhythm game. But if your action difficulty is set to gentle, you won't have to reload at all. Well, nope, I will need to reload. In which case, you can ignore everything I just said. Good luck, have fun. Yeah. Okay. Oh boy, here we go. Oh.
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst.
Ah, dang it. I'm off key.
Wretch. You had it wrong.
Oh, did I lose
I
it?
cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
One of the power-ups you equipped gave you more ammo slots.
If you're asking
Oh,
for proof
man.
that the dolly moved,
Actually,
it
like,
right
I could
here.
just feel I was messing that up. I don't know how I did that, to be honest. I probably should have failed that. Because I got thrown off tempo, and it's like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did alright. I passed it. If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right
when
here.
I found the dolly in the
Didn't lose any hearts.
repository,
Yes, that is the key
one of the
thing. I
wheels had
didn't
a
lose.
blood stain on it.
Yes, there's blood stains on the tires.
There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much? Well, I mean, we're proving that she's the murderer.
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo-Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
Oh, I love Hina and I love Sakura. I love how, like, they've become buddies.
I'd be happy
And they
to
balance
explain
so
why the
well.
occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
If I look at how the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that? Here we go. Make your argument. Robo Justice costume. Okay. I'll earn back some seconds while I read this.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now,
Suck up
keep in
people's
mind
words.
that the
Oh.
dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over. Then you could push the dolly no problem. So the killer just crouched down and carted the body
nope.
off to the repository.
If you accept everything we just said, then you must realize that whoever was in the suit couldn't possibly be the culprit.
Sorry, I don't think I realize anything.
Dolly doesn't have any handles, so to push it, you'd have to be able to bend over. But would anyone wearing that suit have been able to actually stoop down like that? Okay, so I'm trying to remember, to suck up the words, it's you hold to the right mouse button, correct? I'm trying to remember. Would anyone wearing that suit been able to actually stoop down like that? The answer is no. Now I have to figure out...
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment
Yes.
room.
We know.
And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it.
Oh yeah. Focus gauge. Concentration by oh, that's to slow it down. Fast forward. Weak spots. Firing truth bullets. Quick select. Oh, you hold down the left mouse button. That's it. It's the difference between firing it and bottom of the screen. Okay. Temporary truth bullet later. Okay. But which statement is it I would need to suck up there? Get off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle,
Imagine it's Hina's statement
all
here.
you'd have to do is bend over. Then you could push the dolly no problem. So
Nope,
the killer
that's
just
not-
crouched down and carted the body off to the repository.
If you accept everything we just said, then you must realize that whoever was in the suit couldn't possibly be the culprit.
Okay, so none of those were
Sorry, I don't think I realize anything.
candles. Okay, so let me see if I can suck up anything.
As we know,
Feels
Taka
weird.
was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the
The
repository,
yellow word you can
correct?
suck up.
Yeah.
Oh.
The culprit wrapped the body in the
The
tarp,
yellow word. Oh, I thought it was
then
any
loaded
of
it
them.
onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Oh, nope, that's not it,
Now,
is it?
keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah. But even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
Here.
Then you could push the dolly no problem. So the killer just crouched down and carted the body off to the repository.
Ding. That wasn't it, was it? I have no idea what you're talking about, but I want to stab you seriously adorable, serious face off.
Shoot!
But, dang it, that's a hurt. That's the thing, it's like, I know the contradiction, but I don't know specifically what it is they want me to focus on for it. It's, like, I know what it is. I know that the suit is big and clunky, and you can't bend down to pull anything. I think I just need to use just the truth bullet. That's it then, yeah.
As we know,
I was
Taka
overthinking
was
it,
killed
yeah.
in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved
So I'll
to
just
the...
shoot the bend
The
over.
then loaded it on.
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't...
Well, yeah. But even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
No, that's wrong.
There we go. I was overthinking
You're absolutely
it.
right that you
Story
could
of
push
my
a
life.
dolly without a
I was
handle if you
overthinking
stoop
it.
down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
Her head looks so goofy in the art there. I'm light as a bat in here. I can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really
on,
think someone could
Celeste.
kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah,
And you wouldn't do it quick?
Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
There's absolutely no chance that the costume is taken off to move the body because you can't take it off by yourself. Hero's not strong enough. You can't take it off by yourself. This
I
has
don't
got the
think
clasp
taking
in
off
it.
the suit was an option. If you remember,
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help? Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself? I didn't make this stupid friggin' thing. There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
if he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it.
Yeah, you would have like hidden it somewhere or thrown it in the incinerator.
Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took?
You mean the one that you took while you were unconscious? According to your conflicting stories?
You all got
Oh,
a
he's
good
giving him
look
a
at
hug.
it.
Look at that.
Did you not?
That's adorable.
The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
How did you get hurt? That guy hit me. What guy? Robo Justice. That's why I decided to call him just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question.
But you can't see his face.
The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt.
Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hold on a second!
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it before we rush to a verdict. Shouldn't we explore every single possibility?
Celeste comes in and says, no, we will not be looking at anything. We'll just pass the verdict and get it over with.
Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning.
Ooh, I love that series.
Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Man, it's a good thing this isn't like a group of lazy people who are just like, I mean, we'll just pick somebody and whatever.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then. Let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up. So we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume.
But when did she take the picture?
As it turns out, it was Robo Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
What's wrong? I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the 2nd floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
How convenient that you happened to be the only one to see this person moving around in the suit, Celeste. That's not suspicious at all. Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
and then...
Ah! Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
At that point, we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab...
It's hard to keep straight who was running where at what time. Like, this is what's gonna trip me up during the manga segment. I can guarantee it.
We ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
Fumi's gone. Fumi's body has disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
We were so concerned about her that we just left her. This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies, and after some time...
Just imagining like a Benny Hill segment. Just these bodies running back and forth.
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated.
Yeah.
It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them, no matter what. Oh boy. Okay, Monokuma File 3, the state of the dead body.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Justice Hammers were numbered, but were they really used in that order? Like, that seems a little too convenient. I think that's meant to throw us off.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
Getting Justice Hammer.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with while Taka's death came...
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Alright, so I'm trying to think of where to use that statement.
So, regarding I wonder if he died, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
Whoop, nope.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Damn it!
It's
that
true
purple.
that Hifumi was killed
Dang
while
it.
Taka's death.
Man,
See?
that writing,
So it's obvious Taka
is
came
getting me
after.
every time. Okay, I gotta be a bit more proactive with getting rid of that. The darn pink lettering. Okay. I mean, it's not getting rid of hearts at least, but it is biting into my time. Yeah, because I'm not sure which statement I'm supposed to be using that with, but there aren't that many.
So, regarding I wonder if, or perhaps it was after. We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
Nope, that wasn't it.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Nope.
Shoot!
Ah! Oh. So I guess it's the other pink statement. Or the other, first when you fire at a pink word. I know, yeah. Ugh, it's getting that time.
So,
I'll get it this time.
regarding Taka's death,
I wonder if, or perhaps it was after. We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
Dang it! I missed it.
What makes you say that?
Because of the number.
It's true that while Taka's death...
See? So it's obvious Taka came
Okay.
after.
I'm gonna get it this time, guys. Because I think the writing's coming from the left side, so if I can proactively...
So, I wonder if,
or perhaps it was after?
we already know what order they were killed in.
Nope, that wasn't it. That wasn't it. No pressure. Yeah, no kidding. So it wasn't okay. So I need to suck up a statement then. If firing the truth bullet is not what did it, But I need to take something from the statement. Alright.
Shoot!
Alright.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came
I don't know,
from
should
a
I try
swing
doing
of
it with the
Justice
hammer statement?
4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Because I forgot there was the hammer statement as well.
Regarding I wonder if, or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed. Taka came last.
Try the hammer statement.
What makes
Yeah.
you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Nope, that wasn't it either. Oh, okay. Oh boy, I might lose hearts on this one, guys. Otherwise, it's what order I'm numbering. I can try and suck up that statement. Is that a try?
Regarding I wonder if, or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
See, it's like these little bits that I have trouble with. They've arbitrarily decided something they want me to get. And is it the numbering? They were numbered. But okay, so where would I use that with then? Use this one on what order? Okay, yeah, I'll give that a try. So I have the numbering.
Regarding Taka's death,
Nothing else.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was
I'm
after.
gonna run out of hearts if I...
We already know what order they were.
Oh!
No, it's wrong.
Alright. We've earned back a heart. Or maybe, I think it's half a heart I get back. For every right answer.
Hold on. There's no reason to assume
Thank
that the
you,
hammers
Qua.
were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
I know this might be frustrating to watch. It's just because I can get the big picture stuff. It's the little leading statements that they want me to get that I occasionally mess up on. That I mostly mess up on.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi? Somehow relates to... Oh, yeah, the watch. The watch! Oh. Here we go. Wristwatch. Nope. No. Wristwatch. There we go.
Now I understand.
Now I got it.
I got it. Taka's wristwatch. See? Look.
Just thinking
It
of the
broke
joke
with
from
the
The
hands
Simpsons
pointing
with Dr.
just
Nick.
past 6 o'clock.
What's it, left veins connected to my wristwatch. Uh-oh.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer, because as of last night,
It's still working. Hey, you, how long were you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that? Bedtime for all the little boys and girls. Hope it isn't Mr. McGregor. Mr. McGregor?
so if it
Oh,
wasn't broken after 6
like for an
last
arm
night,
and an arm for a
then
leg.
he must have been attacked around 6
I
this
love that
morning.
Man, I love the Dr. Nick jokes.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Like, I know somebody's trying to frame a murder here, but that is a lot of effort to be like, well, now they need to find this one in this order. They can see them getting progressively bigger. Like, there's like a whole narrative they're building here. I'm impressed. Celeste, you did a good job of making this murder.
Now,
Or, I mean,
Taka
who? I
was
wonder
killed
who did
around
it.
6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder, but all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Does that mean there's 2 murderers? Huh? What was that? Came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we
I
were
think
all
putting
together.
this murder together would have been extreme.
Except for
yeah,
Hiro and
like
Kyoko.
there's a very elaborate narrative that is being built with this. Like, especially now that we're finding out the actual order of things, like we had to be led around the school a lot to find everything in the perfect order that they wanted. It's very elaborate.
Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
I don't know, I'm actually supposed to have proof for some of these theories. I just kind of throw them out there into the universe and see what comes back.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct?
So who could have moved the body?
And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
But she was still there when we got back.
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body.
No.
Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
I love how, like, since we found out she's a murderer, it's just like murder, and she's like, ha, nah, it wasn't me. It was a good one, but it wasn't me. That's not my handiwork.
In
But
other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi, or on the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared. So they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how.
yeah, that's the big old question. How
In
did Hifumi
particular,
move?
I think we need to figure
Which-
out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true.
He moved it
We
himself
searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing.
with a sheer force of will.
And
he
according
moved
to
it.
what Celeste said,
We could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time? It would seem so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Used Wingardium Leviosa.
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
Coming back from the dead?
If the dead body were to move itself.
Huh?
The dead body moved on its own?
Fumi was a zombie the whole time.
No! Not another...
Leviosa. It's not Leviosa, it's Leviosa.
I don't think it has anything to
Got my
do with the occult.
miney hair.
I think what she's implying is we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
Didn't we get the death announcement though? Or was that because it was at the same time as Taka's? Because I noticed Sakura said that, like, yeah, the timing of that must have been like the same time we found Taka's.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his
walked out of
body.
there.
He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
No, there's no way he could. I mean, who would pretend to be dead? I mean, come on, guys. The idea that Hifumi is still alive, is it really possible? Yes. The glasses and the handkerchief explain it all. Broken wristwatch.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
So I imagine I have to use that with somebody else's discovery, because I imagine that's meant to be Taka. Sure, the body discovery announcement was only made once, but Hifumi and Taka's bodies were discovered at almost exactly the same time. Okay, so I'm gonna try it for that last
when we
statement
first
that
found Hifumi in the
Kyoko
nurse's
says.
office, there's a chance he was actually...
No,
I'm gonna collect some,
Hifumi was dead.
And you know that
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement. Hifumi's dead body had been, and that is why the announcement was
I'm
made.
gonna freeze time.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
That wasn't it, was it? Does that have to do what I said, or do you just know what you're doing? I mean, I don't know what I'm doing. Kyoko, you pretty much nailed that one.
Shoot!
Ah, damn it. Oh. So what happens once all the hearts go out? Do I get a retry? Like, I think just retry. Okay, it doesn't start from the beginning, does it? Or is it just from, like, this segment? Back from the same point. Oh, okay, so that's not a huge deal, but still, I'd rather get it right.
Are you saying that when we first
already
found
saw it
Hifumi
once.
in the nurse's office,
Oh, right,
there's
yeah.
a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along
gonna
with the
try it with this
Hifumi's dead body had been found.
That wasn't it. Ah, here we go. Alright, we're gonna get that do-over. Sorry, guys. Failed. I'm sorry. No, release me. No! I'm dead! Alright, I'll just skim through this, because, yeah. I love just by...
Is this really?
Give another shot? Yes.
I refuse to give up yet.
I love by virtue of being a dumbass, it's like, you must die for it now. Okay. So it wasn't that second statement, so was it the first one? I'll try it with that
saying
first
when we
statement,
first
but I
found
don't think
Hifumi
that's
in
it.
the nurse's office, there's a chance
He was actually still alive.
Nope, that wasn't it either. I have to suck up a statement, I think.
Shoot!
Okay.
Are you saying that when we first found there's a chance he was actually...
No,
I'm just collecting
it
seconds.
is impossible.
Sakura is with
Hifumi was
Celeste.
dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery
Oh, I have to use
announcement,
Sakura's
along
statement.
with the rest of us.
Oh.
Hifumi's dead body had been found, and that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
So it goes with Celeste's. Okay. Okay.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible.
Wait.
Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement, along with the rest of us.
Yeah, I'll try using it with this.
Hifumi's dead body had been found.
You said somebody else with the announcement. Oh. So get announcement and then use it with somebody else? Oh. Kyoko's statement. On Celeste. Oh!
Shoot!
Okay, so not Sakura's. Use Kyoko's statement. Someone else.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a...
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement, along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Like that? Use somebody else's discovery? Okay, and use that on Celeste's announcement, correct? Yep, okay. Alright.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement, along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Hey!
No, it's wrong.
Thank you, Kwa.
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Like, the absolute detail that went into putting this all together. Like, and I feel bad because, like, I figured it out pretty quickly as to who was involved. The big picture stuff, like, solved real quick. Really easy, dead giveaways. But, like, the little details that go into building it, there's, like, a lot of work that went into it. And I feel almost bad for Celeste that, like, she got so focused on, like, the fine print that she didn't see the bigger picture. And that's what's made her a target.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
Only thing missing is the Rube Gold. It is almost like, it's like a murder Rube Goldberg machine.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if two bodies had been found, there really should have been two announcements.
Yeah.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled
He's
them
gonna get
together into
pissed.
one.
Maybe he's just lazy. He's like, hey, I heard that. You know what, Celeste, you did an amazing job putting this whole thing together. Taka and Hifumi are kind of annoying anyway, so whatevs, you're free to go. I mean, like, we'll give you a pass on this one, but don't do it again, Missy.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
I love how, like, Byakuya is like, you gonna let this bitch talk to you that way? You wanna say something?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much
Oh,
detail.
hey, AJ, welcome back. I know it's at a different time of day, so I know it's a little confusing, but welcome back. We are in the midst of the trial. We found out that there is no way that Hero in his suit could have done this. Celeste is trying her best to throw us off, but nah, we know who this is.
But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty.
Did you miss any despairs? No. Like, there was implied despair, but it was never said outright. So I think the counter's still the same.
Huh? He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time. Even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Yeah, there was that second announcement.
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
Second body discovery announcement. The first time it played was when we found each body in the nurse's office in the equipment room. And the second time was when, yeah, when both bodies were rediscovered. Yeah.
I got it! We heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the two bodies.
Ding dong. Body's been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
Then in reality, when the two dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
Hifumi.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet.
But also, technically, when we found him again later, when he was, like, his head was on Hina's lap, and, like, her tears fell, like, it was a very, like, touching moment. The tears fell, and he woke up one last time, and he's like, Hiro, that stoner, he did it. And then he just died.
Meaning he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
I love Jill.
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take
I haven't
another
done
look
one
at
of
the
these
events
moves in a while
surrounding the
with,
discovery of
Byakuya.
his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
This whole thing's pointless. Let's stop investigating, everyone. Make me some tea. Oh, Hifumi's not here any longer. Has to be proof that Shizufumi is still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone. Alright, so it's the glasses. Hifumi's glasses. Here we go.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
Boom.
No, that's wrong.
Achievement unlocked: the color of television.
In
I don't know what
fact,
that
there was
achievement's
one
for.
clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses.
He could see.
That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood.
Why would a corpse need to clean his glasses?
But when we found him again
Oh no, I was
later
just
in the
thinking of that
repository,
bit from My Girl, where she's like, he needs his glasses. He can't see if he doesn't have his glasses. And it's like, oh, no, he's dead. He doesn't need those.
they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
Evidence I found in the trash can was the cleaning cloth.
I got it! It was
Someone
a
gonna go,
glasses
well,
cleaning
that could
cloth
be
featuring a
anyone's.
certain
No,
cartoon
it's got
mascot.
Pudgy Princess on it.
One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean, and the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles. From Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt
I love that
anyone
name.
but Hifumi
It's so
would
catchy.
have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
Oh, come on, Byakuya, you totally would. You love Pudgy Princess. Hina, why do you remember that?
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Oh, right. There's Toko as well. I almost forgot Toko in her glasses.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is...
So, what's going on?
What exactly?
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Oh, cool. That's great. So, like, do people still think I murdered someone? Because, guys, I totally didn't do it.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
So why would anybody
But who
do
would
that?
benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
Plus, the only ones who had seen him last had been Celeste and Hina, who could account for each other.
That's a good point.
Then it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
I do like the fact that now that you're like looking at this and you know he was faking it, it looks like very overdramatic. Like it's just like it's like it's like way overdone.
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere! But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
And if
I
Hifumi
love
was still
Jill.
alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
The one who moved Taka's body was Hifumi.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared,
That is
y'all
weird.
went
It like
looking
locks
for
from
them,
the
right?
inside like that. Like that is not very practical.
So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when
It
we
was
got
locked.
there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside.
And when they opened it, the only ones in there were Taka and Hifumi.
Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
We've had more incredulous, like, they're the murderer reveals before, guys. Come on. Actually, you know what? Mind you, up until this point, the only murderers have been, like, the successful murderers have been the punk guys. There was Leon and there was Mondo. Admittedly, Sayaka did attempt murder, but she didn't actually do it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
And wait, there's more!
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
The love letter. Thing that Hifumi stole from Taka. Could it be? The note Hifumi had.
I got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
Is somebody gonna make a comment about it?
What? In his...
Okay, somebody at least react. Of course, it's gonna be Jill. What?
Yes, his pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
Guys, we're getting distracted. Don't focus on the pants, focus on the note. Found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go.
Yeah, it told me to go to hell.
Huh?
Wait a minute. No, that was a different one.
This one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro, and that person could only have been...
Taka?
I got it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
Her nicknames are getting, like, more and more out there. Big Mac, I get. TikTok, that's a little vaguer and Huffy. Well, okay, Huffy I can kind of see. Probably got pretty out of breath.
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right? Oh, yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
I'm trying to be clever over here and come up with fun nicknames for everybody. Why you gotta ruin my game, Hina? Genocide. No, it's Genocide Jill. Come on. I hate how the title says Genocide Jill and yet every character refers to her as Genocide Jack. That is weird. Can't let her get to me. She really hates it. Oh yeah, she does hate her. I think she's kind of jealous of her figure. I think that's it. Oh my goodness. Okay, broken wristwatch, Yufumi's glasses cleaning cloth. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
Whoop, crap.
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter!
Yes, it does.
The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Time on the notes at 6 a.m. What happened at 6 a.m.? Talk it up. So it's the wristwatch. Okay.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
No, he's wrong!
We got it. Got him.
No, there absolutely is a connection.
I love how it's just like, yeah, when it comes to murder, timing doesn't matter.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at
you
6
talk about,
a.m.,
Willis?
which is the
The note
same
has nothing to
time
do with the
Taka
internet
was
phone
murdered.
app TikTok. It really doesn't. The Chinese government is not involved in this. It isn't TikTok, but not in this case.
You've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
And that's where he was.
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... Oh, okay. No further objections!
Yeah, it's just, oh, okay, yeah, my bad.
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka...
See,
What
it's
was
the
Hifumi
murder
doing
thing
with
I
it?
get. I get the murder thing, but it's the whole, like, lying about finding a way out. Like, come on, man, who does that?
Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely. Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Which proves that Hifumi was involved.
He stole it?
Well, yeah, because the piece.
Where's your proof? Go ahead, Show us.
I love how Byakuya leads into it, saying, it's just like, wait, what? And Byakuya's like, remember the thingy you've got? Come on, do the little thingy. Come on, you got the piece. He's like, you got it. Here, scrap of paper.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is...
Are they gonna animate the pieces fitting together? I hope they do. Show us.
I knew it!
Ha! Oh, they didn't put it together for us.
Hidden on Hifumi.
Yes. Like, I swear, that would be something out of an Ace Attorney game where they're like, but does it fit? And you'd see the two pieces go ding, and it'd be like this big reveal. And Maya would go, oh, wow, they fit!
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip.
Death grip. It's the only grip that's stronger than mine.
Leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew
I
the
love
note was
Sakura.
important.
She's great. Means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
But then someone had to kill him.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive!
No.
Sorry, no.
No.
When we found him in the repository,
I like the hustle,
Hifumi
but
was
no.
truly and completely dead.
God damn it, Hero. Yes. Yes, Ordinary Star. God damn it, Hero.
The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed
Like,
Hifumi?
Monokuma's not doing the death announcement for shits and giggles.
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and
Oh
were
yeah,
searching
God,
for
trying
Taka's
to keep
missing
track of where
body.
everybody was during that. Jeez, that like people split into teams and then those teams split into teams. Okay, trying to keep track of everybody.
In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
Oh, Jill, why you gotta be such a player hater?
Who are you calling a walrus?
Cuckoo and all that.
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Fumi's dead though. Ifumi is dead. He's absolutely dead.
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right?
Oh, and that's the washed hammer.
So if
There we
Hifumi
go.
was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Like, we know that somebody in this is a spy, and I feel like that would be like the perfect deflection. It's like, yeah, I'm just like the dumb older guy. I don't know what's going on, but, you know. But guys, what about the hammer?
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments.
And in the repository, there are no hammers anywhere.
But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers?
It could be any hammer.
Personally, I haven't a clue.
That is, you know, if I can't think of anything, then I'm sure it's nothing and we should all just... Let's say it's Hero, and we'll go on our merry way.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
She looks almost giddy saying that.
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then,
Come on. Rack that brain,
Is it not
Nina.
possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
The weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi, the whole picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out. Somehow I have to find the truth. But I know. It's the washed hammer. Spotless hammer, thank you. Man, look at all these portraits.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
This is gonna keep going.
Well,
Justice
whatever it
Hammer
was,
8.
There's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Well, one
I hope
thing
somebody's
seems pretty
claimed that
clear.
domain.
The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers. And, that's about it.
Okay, so I imagine I can use it with that last statement there. Fumi was killed in the repository, so the weapon used to kill both of them are actually similar. So I was wondering if it was maybe Sakura's statement, but I think it's
Well, there's one. How
Hiro's
was the
statement
culprit?
towards the
How did
end.
nobody? Sounds like a Justice Hammer. Check out murdergear.com.
Well, the murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers.
There.
No, that's wrong. The murder weapon wasn't a Justice Hammer at all. No, it was
It
something
was an
completely
Injustice
different.
Hammer.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Dude, there's like so many hammers in there.
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris.
Except.
But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off.
Big hammer energy. You know what? Celeste
I'd
does
also
have
like
big
to point
hammer
out that
energy.
the repository has
I agree
all
with that
kinds of
statement.
hammers.
She does have big hammer
ones,
energy.
small ones,
Big ones, small ones, medium ones. You know, there's every kind of hammer in
and
between.
even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true,
Killer is
that
King
would
Dedede.
explain the
Yes, it was him
Monophile's
all
note
along.
about the wounds being similar.
That's a big one, small one, some as big as your head.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
And whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him.
Okay, Celeste, I'm curious as to how you're gonna try and talk your way out of this one, because, if Hifumi just dropped the hammer on he slipped and fell and the hammer flew up and just clunk, and then he died. The end.
The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
I am curious how she convinced him to do this, though. That I am. We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought at first, but... Yeah, how are we... Spotless hammer. Okay, it's still the hammer. Hammer time.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule
Totally
was explained
impossible.
to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Okay, so I think it's Celeste's impossible. No chance two people.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, Even if
just
more
trying
than
to
one
grab some
person
extra
is
seconds.
complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on
That
this.
wasn't it. Dang it. I thought that was it. Alright, no, that wasn't it. I think it must have been Celeste's line later. Okay.
Based on the rules that have been, even if more than one, only the one who actually carried out the, assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right?
So it must be this one.
In this case, however,
There were 2 murders.
Nope, that wasn't it either. Okay, so I have to grab a statement then. Okay. Wait. So yeah, I have to absorb a statement. Okay.
Shoot!
Must be a contradiction in there.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
but that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were 2 murders.
Oh, crap. Damn it. Here, let me try that again. Alright. Oh, I'm really bad.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us,
Should I
even if
go
more
for the
than one
impossible?
person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that 2 people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however,
There were
2 murders.
Nope. Ah, shoot, that wasn't it either. Alright. What statement do I need to absorb here? Anyone have any suggestions?
Shoot!
Must be a contradiction. And that's the thing too, it's a pretty short statement.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive.
The opposite of what you
Assuming
just
the
did.
rule holds true, it is simply impossible
Oh.
that 2 people work together on this.
So trying to
That
absorb
is
that
how the
statement?
rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were 2 murders.
Okay, so try it that way? The opposite of what I just did. Okay. Alright, so I'll try and
Based
use
on
that
the
on the
rules that have
impossible
been laid
statement.
out for
Let's
us,
see.
Even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive.
Ready to...
Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply...
There we go. Thank you, Yede. I had the 2 right things, I just used them in the wrong
Since
order.
there were 2 murders, it's
There
at
we
least
go.
plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you.
Yeah.
However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
But only the murderer gets saved, though.
You're saying that 2 people could act as each other's accomplices to commit 2 separate murders.
Oh. Some strangers on a train? Is that it?
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime, and based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act. murdering Taka.
Yeah.
They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
Oh, Hifumi. You got suckered in, buddy.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents.
And having a solid
And
alibi.
it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious
per
individual,
design.
a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
It's a good thing for Celeste that Hifumi was a dumb simp.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true,
Pretty clean.
means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
I don't know if you know this, Hina, but we're in murder high school.
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
The effort made to convince us the two murders were the same, that was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning. Kuya's voice sounded weird for a bit. I didn't notice. We're hearing different tones from him, aside from like the usual like smug that we've heard a lot in this game. We're getting some variety now. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning, which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing, although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. It's kinda, maybe she's the one behind it. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this. She's the ultimate detective.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved. But then, who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions, and in the end, murdered him. In the debates up till now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. Alexa, it was me! I wonder who did it. Yeah, such a I think Sakura did it. It is me. I did it all along. Oh, the timer's going. I shouldn't be wasting time. It's Celeste.
Here's my answer.
Without a doubt, it was Celeste.
It was Celeste.
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying then is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him.
I hate him. He is gross.
That I would go within 10 feet of that
Shit for brains, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot!
It's funny when she loses the accent.
Pardonnez-moi.
I had something in my throat.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain
Actually,
behavior that was
there
common
is.
only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What is the Hifumi and Celeste had in common? Screaming, in paper, encountering suspicious individuals.
I got it! The behavior they had in common has to do with the
They
suspicious
were the only
individual
ones
in
who
the suit,
saw him.
doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Oh my god. Wow. Shots fired from Byaku. Tiny boy.
Sorry.
Don't apologize. You're solving this. Oh my god. Big Mac, come on.
As he said,
You're not a
only
little
Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed
I mean,
individual.
he could be a little Mac and just kind of uppercut him, you know.
If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
Let Byakuya get into it. He's like, I've been quiet up until now. Let me just explain what's happening here. Yeah, he's in the moment. He's enjoying his moment. He didn't get to pose a body in this one, so he has to have some kind of big drama moment. And yes, Hina, everything is a lie.
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor.
Just a chase.
She
Wild
let out
goose
a
chase.
blood-curdling scream.
And when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
She's the girl who cried, robot. Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Yeah, Byakuya does sound pretty pissed. He's like, this is taking way too long. Let's just get this moving, folks. Huh? What was that? It came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
It was to get us to divide into two groups, so that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
That's true. Like, she really got the finer details of this case down. It was just the bigger picture stuff that she screwed up, because it's like, oh, there's like some big arrows pointing to you. There's some gaping holes in this story. I will leave the capture of the suspicious individual to Toko, Byakuya, and Sakura.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It was your way of telling him, we're on the third floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
They didn't have walkie-talkies, okay? They had to improvise. I don't know if you guys heard the honking from outside.
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead.
And now there's a train honking too. Everybody's honking right now. Certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered.
Oh no, the car's on the tracks.
You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
Is it a DeLorean on the tracks? Is it trying to make it to 88 miles per hour?
I don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
Man, part of me kind of wishes I could be Hina just so I could be so, like, easily impressed by, like, a plan. Just to be like, who could have ever come up with something like this? I mean, wow.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about
Yeah,
you.
she's just here to swim.
She just saw a chance to help
She got her
Hifumi
swimming
sneak out of the
scholarship.
nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed.
I wonder how long he was planning that one out. He, like, had that line sitting in his head, and he's like, I'm gonna throw this one out there, and everyone's gonna be like, whoa, you're so cool, Byakuya, and I'll be like, whatever.
Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must really be enjoying this, enjoying the sight of us standing around frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. Oh, she said they. She knew it was two people working together. Or, I don't don't know, I guess that could be a vague statement. We're going to die just like those guys. Oh, that's it. The plural guys. Those guys died.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead.
Which is kind of weird, actually. Like, you'd think that would be the first thing they would say. Hey, guys, by the way, Taka's in there, and he's dead.
Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
Oh yeah, I get it, except I totally don't get it, guys. I mean, because when someone explained it to me, I kind of don't get it.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said?
Now he's just like, he's rubbing salt in it. He's just like, come on.
If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Yakuya said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense, but what is he alluding to? Oh, I gotta pick it apart. Okay. Those guys.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this.
She's acting it out even.
Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys
I know
died.
that's a statement, I just kind of want to see what the
And
rest
that
of
is
it
all I said.
And that's it.
And that's all it takes to finish
And the
this.
Academy Award
It's
goes
obvious,
to...
isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Yeah, I got this one. What was so strange?
All I said was, they must really enjoying the sight of us standing around.
They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die.
Just like those guys died.
Oh, what? Oh, I assume that was it. Absorb moment? Oh, that was an absorb? Oh. Alright, alright. That was my bad, guys. Alright, I'll get this. Yeah, it was absorbing.
All I said was, they must really enjoying the sight of us. They must be.
We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died.
There we go.
And that is all I said.
And then I say that to
And
Byakuya's
that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Nope, that wasn't it, was it? Dang it, okay. No, I had to use it at a different point. Okay. I'll get it, and if not, I'm just...
All I said was,
I gotta go
they
through it
must
again.
really enjoying the sight of us standing around. They
Yeah,
must be
yeah.
positively elated.
I forgot
We are
that's like
all going to die
contradicting.
here. We are going to die, just like those guys died.
And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
So I guess I have to use it at the beginning? Because I absorbed those guys. Like, that is the point. So I don't use it at the end for Byakuya's thing. So I have to use it with us? Or can I use... Because I can't just use it with any statement, right? Oh, no, I don't use... Oh, so I don't use those guys? Or do I use her so strange? Or no, his so strange on her those guys. Is that it? I use Byakuya's comment to the end where it's like, that's what makes it so strange. And I take that and I use that against her those guys. Yes, okay, alright. Well, if I get it wrong, then I'll end up failing it again and I'll technically have to redo it. My grade's gonna go down for this, but that's fine.
All I said was...
Okay, I have to reabsorb.
They must really be enjoying the sight of us. They must be... We are all going to die. We are going
So
to
I'll
die.
take his
Just
so
like
strange.
those guys. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
So strange. It won't go down as much as you think. Yeah. Not mine. So strange what she said.
All I
Okay.
said was... They
Now I'll
must
use
really
it.
enjoying the sight of us. They must be positively ill. We are all going to die here. We are going to die.
There we go.
No,
What I've
wrong.
noticed is that my instinct is always I tend to get it, but then I swap it around.
That's right.
I do it in the
There's
wrong
no
order.
reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
All right.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed?
Oh,
And how
I'm a
did you know they were
clairvoyant.
both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
Ooh, that's true. Oh, here's her big villain break.
You all have such vivid
Oh,
imaginations.
No. Tip next
You know
time,
that?
think about who you're agreeing with. Yeah, I realized I'm so focused in on the picking apart thing that I'm, like Celeste, I'm looking at the finer details but not seeing the big picture. And that's where I'm having my problem. See, I made it come full circle.
Imaginations.
You claim that I was lying when I told you
Guys,
about the
this is a gender
suspicious
neutral
person
term
I
now.
saw.
That is true. Although that was a whole thing in the last case too, where it was like Mondo was calling Chihiro a dude. And admittedly, sometimes I refer to other women as dude. Like if I'm talking about somebody else about someone, it's like, oh yeah, those dudes are cool. Even though there's some girls in there.
Then what about the picture I took?
Are you sure you want to bring up the picture?
How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on. And then...
No.
Then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Oh, he's trying real hard, guys. He's rubbing those two brain cells together furiously.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
But you said you got knocked out.
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
No, you are wrong. Other explanations? If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, the only other possibility is they'd been drinking. They were dancing. Hifumi's dragging the suspect away. I kind of want to say they've been drinking, but I've got one heart left, so no.
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of
Hoisting them.
Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
What? Doesn't everybody just walk around wearing, like, Gundam outfits all the time? Come on.
That's
Everybody's
what
got
happened.
one at all.
You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this.
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Wow, that's like a Byakuya, like, dig. That's a cold dig. Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you. Celeste thinks she can prove that there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away, but is that really possible? Oh my goodness, okay. blueprints, Robo-Justice costume, Yasuhiro's message.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
Okay, so she's saying it's the posture. Remember right, Hina said, she said you couldn't bend at the waist. Oh, so it's, okay, so I have to use the costume there. Ooh, the Philly's coming out of her, yeah. Hope versus despair. Okay, so it's the costume.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand...
No!
There was no other way they could be.
No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that, because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
It had superpowers. Wait, no, it just had extreme upright support. You totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Ooh, that is an Ace Attorney reacting face if I've ever seen one.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Ooh, she's not smiling Kyoko. Yeah, that's how you know we're getting close. We're getting close to fully solving it. But, oh yeah, Celeste ain't
Well
looking
then,
so hot.
I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Ooh, time for her villainous breakdown. Is this the opening of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? What's happening?
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
I love it. I love the break in the accent.
Celeste?
Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem.
Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
You couldn't see his face. Hey, Ifumi, who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right, I remember. Their name. Yasuhiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not?
She almost sounds like she's on helium a little bit there.
He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro.
Just laying it on very sweetly thick.
In other words, Yasuhiro Hakakure!
Right, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko,
Everybody's got like the
that?
duality in this game. There's split personalities and like weird facades. And...
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
People's last names. He didn't give everyone last names. Was that it?
I got it! That's
Yeah.
right! Our last names! He called us
Oh
all by
yes,
our
like
last names.
Mr. Naegi.
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example.
Yeah, that's it.
So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name.
Oh, and we don't know
Hagakure.
Celeste's last name.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, he just
his
Sequel has the
first
best
name.
breakdown actual accent comes out moment ever. Ooh. I'm looking forward to that for the second one.
Indecent?
Don't talk.
Yaku was like, stop, no, there's an interesting thing happening here, just shh. Let them do this.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No. There's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal, but he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
Oh, this is where the e-handbooks come in, because that would have Celeste's real name in it to prove that it's her last name. Okay, it always comes back to the handbooks. The handbooks always comes back. Wonder what the original Japanese version was for the last name stuff. You know what, it probably is still the last name thing, just because, like, typically, like, you would say just the last name and be pretty informal, like you're not very close. You would say the first name if you were, like, pretty close with each other, like on good terms. But I guess he was using, like, san with it, so it'd be Naegi-san. Her real name is Karen. She's turning into a Karen. I would like to speak to your manager.
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
That we know of.
No. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you?
No, you look like a winner, honey. You are looking like a winner right now.
Well, do I? What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg.
Oh, right,
Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Celeste still won't give up, so then I have to do something to make her accept it. E-handbook. E-handbook. It's e-handbook. Well, if I was like, here's the e-handbook, but you're probably not gonna need it.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is...
Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth.
And since you have no way to contradict me, that's the only
Oh,
truth
crap.
there is! Moron!
Remember, there's something. There we go. I meant to slow down time. That was my bad. I know what it is.
Hifumi was trying to tell us.
He wanted us to know the killer. If there's one person...
It would have to be you, Celeste.
Just gonna try
You
and get
haven't
some
told
extra
anyone
seconds
what
here.
your...
How many times do I have to tell you? My name...
Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth.
And since you have no way to contradict...
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
A lot of time in these things. Yeah, I know, but I have a knack for two things.
That's it.
Getting
The
lost
handbook.
and wasting time.
What?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
This handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it. When you start it up, it will display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. Now, this is not your everyday notebook. It has so many more uses than that.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Then we'll all just vote for you anyway, and then that'll be it.
Celeste, Can you please just tell us what really happened? Please. Just tell us.
Please.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because
Because of the wonderful things he does?
until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again. From the beginning.
There's nothing you need
and
to hide
shed light
in
on
the
all
handbook.
your
Yeah, I know.
crimes.
Like, there's nothing in there for you.
And that'll bring everything to an end.
Oh, here we go. Guys, it's the manga section. Here we go. Okay. I got 20 minutes. Oh, damn. Okay, so what are we looking at here? So. Oh, hey, that's back. Okay, so I'm gonna put in the ones that I know so far. Yeah, this is a good one. There? Stood him up, and then they took the picture. And then it was... No, it wasn't 1 a.m. at that time. That was 6 o'clock. There. And hammer 4. Let's see here. Nope, that's not that part yet. Let's see. Okay, I'll backwards engineer this. Okay, so in this he threw the blood, and it was hammer 2, wasn't it, that he used for that? Because he planted that. Ooh. Yeah, it's getting the hammers right. That's gonna be the tough one. Okay. Just keep working backwards. Okay, so put him in, and then he pushed him there. Then use the mallet. Hammer 1 was Celeste. Oh, okay. Okay. So I guess this is this here. Just making sure I'm not forgetting any. Yeah, because like the chips, like how they drew Hifumi here. It's very expressive. They definitely captured his essence. There were 3 Hifumi. 3 was Hifumi first time. Oh, okay. Oh, this one? Or was this at the second one? Because there was no blood. Blood was with this one. Yeah, it was just as hammer 3. That's 2. Oh, okay. But you'd think it would have... Oh, no, because I don't think that one was bloody. So this one's the bloody one? Blood was 3, sorry, delay. Okay, so this is... Okay, so 2 was here. 3 was here. Alright. Yeah, because he didn't really have any blood, but he had the blood from there, so he had the right one. So you got it, okay. So hammer 4. There's no other bloody hammer, so kinda like, well, this one, but that one was obviously used on Hifumi. Okay, that's that. Okay, so here it's these 2. sweaty. Oh, like here? But then... Was it the chips? Like, it's just a random bag of chips. Handshake? No, there isn't a handshake. That's the thing, it's process of elimination. It's, 1 o'clock? Oh, I guess, oh, it's 1 o'clock when he shows up there. No, because it was 1 o'clock when Yasuhiro got called in. So it's a clock. This one, I guess it's sweaty, because, like, the backpack didn't have anything to do with anything. So I think this is right. Just kind of looking over this one more time. Because, yeah, Taka, it's just after 7 o'clock. No, it's supposed to be just after 6, though. Sweaty is right because they're facing off. Okay, yeah, like, that made the most sense. And then that was Hammer 4. Hoping I have the hammers right. Yeah, because 2 was with him. Because she was Hammer 1. Celeste was Hammer 1. Give it a try? Yeah, let's give it a go.
The killer is
Let's give it a see. Alright.
Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was...
Hifumi. Dynamic handshake.
Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes.
1 o'clock. Okay. Oh, I had to keep clicking.
First,
I was
they
just
convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro.
Oh man, that Hifumi in the corner there looking like a demented Totoro.
The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect.
Posed him?
They drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit.
Picture. There we go.
Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan.
Oh, I was looking at it from a different angle. I was like, what? But it said 7 o'clock. It was supposed to be 6 o'clock. It's like, oh, because it looks on an angle. I wasn't taking into account that the wrist, like the wrist strap. Oh boy, I've been up since 3 a.m. I'm sorry.
They called Taka to the equipment room.
It has been a long day. The hammer. Hifumi brings the hammer of justice.
And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder.
Go to
the
sleep.
murder
I
weapon
will
was Justice
in like
Hammer 4,
an hour
which was
or
left
two.
there in the equipment room.
It's weird going to bed at 7:30 at night when it's still like the sunrise. Oh my god. I had to get up early for work. It was my shift for work starts at like 5 a.m. for the next 2 weeks.
The reason
That's why I'm
Hammer
doing
number
this in
4
the
was
afternoon.
used was to create
need to be asleep
confusion
at
about the
7:30.
order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect.
Now, I don't want to jinx this, but I feel like this is like the first time I've gotten like the manga section right on the first try.
The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they
fingers
planted
crossed,
Justice
Bonnie.
Hammer 2.
Now that I've
And
said
in
that,
each of
watch.
these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for.
My clear plastic butterbeer mug. I do actually have like a glass one, I just like having the plastic one because I'm a big old klutz. I don't want to break a nice glass mug.
He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene.
I love the little
in which
spinning
he
maneuver.
himself had apparently been brutally murdered.
It's like some kind of like figure skating move.
He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found.
Da-da, a murder.
Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when
Magical
we heard the body
transformation.
discovery
He's a
announcement,
magical
we
girl.
naturally assumed it was for Hifumi.
Pudgy Princess would be so proud.
We left
That
the nurse's
gremlin
office,
face
and
when he's
Hifumi once
pushing the
again
cart.
took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office, and once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room.
Oh, and there's stink lines.
He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository.
Also, why are Taka's boots so tall?
That
Like,
explains how each of the
Struggle
bodies
lines.
disappeared.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Hifumi's woefully out of shape. Oh, he's so
But
happy.
even Hifumi
Look at it.
didn't know
Look at
what
that
the
little
true killer
face.
had in mind for their final act.
That's Toka. Oh, that's true. Toko's the one who has to shower. According to Byakuya, she's the one who smells. Look at the little dance moves. Look at him. He's so happy. Dun dun dun.
Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi
Yeah, he
and get
is.
rid
He's
of
like
the
a
one
little
person
kitty.
who could betray them.
Like a fat cat.
And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository.
Dead.
That should
He
cover
dead, Jim.
everything that happened in this case.
Oh man, look at this Kingdom Hearts style portrait for Big Mac. Look at that.
Celeste, sorry, you lose.
I wonder what her execution's gonna look like.
I lost?
Yes, you lost.
I lost?
Yes.
When was the last time I was forced to utter such words?
Darkness, friendship, darkness, Roxas, darkness. Yeah, basically. Organization 13, darkness, darkness. King Mickey, darkness, darkness, Zemnis.
They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no, Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Oh, it is Yasuhiro. So I wonder, did she tell him her real name, or did he, like, find that out by, like, swiping her e-handbook?
Taiko?
Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Okay, that's a lie. Cue the Tyler creator thing. Yeah, that was a lie.
Interesting.
Results. Nah. Eh. That's a pass. That's an A. Ba. Take a chance on me. All right, so I got 93 medals.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no, I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote. Okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice
Number
or
one
the
rule of golf, do
dreadfully
never utter your
wrong
mundane
one?
name.
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
My name is Raven Darkness Dementia Raven Way. Who is Sarah Smith? I don't know who that is. Ooh. I wonder what her execution's gonna be. Oh boy.
What?
It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The Blacken this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was... Ta-da! Celestia Ludenberg, or more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro. And I have black hair and thigh-high boots and red tips and Draco is my boyfriend. We don't hang out with those stupid preps. Yes, where is Alter Ego? We still don't know where Alter Ego is. What is going on? The waifu that they were fighting over is missing.
Honestly.
Okay, so I'm just gonna use a normal voice for her because she's kind of giving it up. Yayday says, my question... Yeah. Need to read that entire thing again. I love the dramatic readings of My Immortal. I find there's that one guy who does them and they're fantastic. He doesn't do the whole thing, but it's like when he breaks down laughing. A black bread? Bread? I think that's supposed to be beard. I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. I'm sure she relied on her specialty, lying. My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then...
Then did you use, you know... I knew you'd figured it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice...
Indeed.
I used her. Oh, okay. I thought that was going in a different direction. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. Does she mean... Is she talking about Alter Ego?
Say what?
What? What are you talking about?
Just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here. I'm totally out of the loop as usual. How sad.
In other words...
Then you're the one that stole it.
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Right again? Last night after we had our meeting about how it'd disappear, I paid Hifumi a little visit. What are you doing here?
Actually...
I was hoping I could talk to you alone. It was about what was stolen. I know who did it.
What? Are you okay
with
this?
It was Taka. He stole it.
So
and
then...
I have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I'd found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I deleted the picture as soon as I'd shown it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him! But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her. You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
As for me...
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh.
He did?
As for me...
He came to my room last night unannounced and then... It's hard for me to even say. He abused me.
What?
And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime. An absolute crime. I knew he'd gone a little crazy, but...
Say what?
I never imagined he would go that far. It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was. I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life. I'm going to kill him.
Unforgivable!
I'm gonna fucking kill him.
Most unfortunate.
Wait, please. If you go now, you will be playing right into his hands.
Actually...
Taka is planning to use her to escape. And he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean... Taka is going to try to kill you. Man, he's so easy to manipulate.
Indeed.
Oh no, he said the swear. He said the F word. Uh-oh, you're gonna get in trouble. Mokuma's gonna get him. And so he can keep her to himself. That bastard. Bastard.
Honestly.
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts? Absolutely not. How could I? She...
I swear I
I have to save her!
Actually,
Then, would you like to join with me? It just so happens I have come up with a plan. I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete. What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. How about she like breaks it for a second and goes just like, ha, well, wasn't that easy? And he's like, who are you talking to? She goes, nobody. Like, Ifumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love, even a love as twisted as that, can still drive people mad, it would seem. You disgust me.
I see.
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt, too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that. But it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But...
So, why'd you decide to make me the suspect? Because you're stupid. That's it?
Let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though. I feel like I could cry.
Well,
But when you were explaining your plan to Hifumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead? What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that, assuming you actually let him live?
Are you okay with
That's
this?
simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead once someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course. It wasn't all there was to it. As I explained it to Hifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. It all seems very straightforward, stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
so in the end,
So you had planned to kill him all along. But of course. There would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How can human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
Don't be mean!
Now you sound like Byakuya.
I wonder
No,
about
he
that.
derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then what made you take things this far?
What the heck?
Was it really just for money? Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life here began, my only thought has been escape. But all along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
You little bitch!
Obviously, that was a lie.
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here.
You little bitch!
I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture. See, I thought she was doing it for the money. I'm kind of glad that that wasn't the case, but she just wanted out. And do you want to know why? Huh?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly.
And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me,
And it was all for that dream. And what was that dream of yours? She still has the worst motive.
isn't it wonderful?
To live in a European castle. Really? All of that. To live in a castle. Yep. I mean, yeah, I didn't call that. How could I have ever called that? Yeah, what did I say? You're right, Yede. That is a terrible motive. Oh my god. A castle. All of her handsome manservants with glowy red eyes. For some reason. She a basic bitch. And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers/bodyguards. I was gonna make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Man, she really is like the lead character in My Immortal. This is what she wants. Once I obtain... Wait, wasn't Harry in My Immortal changed to Vampire? It's like his name is Vampire now. Anyway, I'm thinking too much about My Immortal. The best fan fiction of our time. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence. Oh, she did it for the aesthetic. She did it for the aesthetic.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life, that was my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about, Charlie Brown. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million, would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but...
There is nothing to be done.
Unfortunately, my dream has been scattered to the wind. Yeah, and now she gon' die. I want it... Oh, I'm curious what her execution's gonna be, because I love the executions. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream to the very end, so why would I?
Just the worst.
You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it? Yeah, Elle. I mean, she was never our friend, let's be honest.
Oh.
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own needs. I feel nothing.
Do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Local streamer says she loves people dying. I'm quoting her. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying. And plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? Oh, she's crying. My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people. I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious. Talking about you like in the execution. Oh, well, they're entertaining to watch. Like, I'm of two minds watching the executions. One, they're quite well done. It's a fun bit of animation, and they're usually pretty creative. On the flip side, it's usually a character I really didn't want to die, and I don't enjoy it in that sense. I liked Leon. I liked Mondo. Admittedly, I'm not huge on Celeste, so this is the first execution where I'm actually gonna be like mostly okay with it. And I say mostly okay, because I'm not a monster. And that's why you're not scared?
Yes,
That's
indeed.
right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, she'd come back as a black cat. Aesthetic. If I had a choice, then...
Isn't it wonderful?
I think I'd like to come back as Marie Antoinette. Well, I mean, yeah, look at that outfit.
Hey.
You just get executed again. Wait, how does he knows his European history. He knows who Marie Antoinette is. I enjoyed Celeste and Mondo dying myself, to be honest. Okay. The Mondo one was interesting. I liked it. I like Mondo. And I didn't like that he was dead. But at least the execution was pretty cool. Let her eat cake, yes! Butter? Celeste smiled, then what if Hero is secretly really smart? He's just... See, I had that theory. I'm like, what if he's the spy? What if he's the plant? He's just pretending to be stupid. And when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but that statement itself must have been her final lie. And that weak, fake smile is what betrayed her. He was the spy, but so high he forgot.
Kills!
Or was it like MK Ultra, where he's like been brainwashed and he doesn't remember. He's waiting for his trigger word to kind of get him going. You all done? Okay, let's get rolling. The black and determined disturb the peace and I can't talk. The black and disturb the peace and must pay the price.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
For her, the ultimate gambler.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Oh, is she gonna be on a giant roulette wheel?
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this.
What?
So it's the locker key.
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then... Take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
When I'm Marie Antoinette. Bye-bye, Celeste. It was nice knowing you. This might be a really obscure reference, but Monokuma sounds exactly like Maddie Matheson to me. Just a little bit. I can hear it. Oh, is she being burned at the stake? She's a witch. It's supposed to be gambling. Oh, there. Oh. You know what? I could see her being for the aesthetic. Yeah. After 5 boys dying in a row, a girl finally dies. Oh, that's true. Sayaka. Sayaka was the first death. Five in a row. That is true. Yeah, it was 5 in a row. Oh, and Junko. It was Sayaka, then Junko, and then 5 guys in a row. It's like the worst way to die. So, yeah, like this is like a slow, painful one. The fire truck. Oh my god. Just smashes right. I was joking. I said there's no way it's gonna. It just smashes right into her. Oh my god. Oh my god. Good job, boys. We're calling it a day. Oh man. Celeste wants to die from a fire, but then the fire truck ruins her death. She goes, oh, this is perfect. I'm not screaming at all. This is great. Are those lights? Are those headlights? The surprise fire truck is low-key. It is great, because I saw it go off the ramp. I was like, oh, what if it hit her? And then it's like, oh, it's actually gonna hit her, though. She died from a car crash, the most common death. Oh. It's over. The 3rd execution is over. Man, what if they themed it to like, what if it was like an anime themed death? Like just to like rub salt in the wound because it was like Hifumi she set up. Like she got crushed to death by like hug pillows or something. 3rd execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friends, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. Really? Why? Yeah, if she died by hug pillows, that'd be amazing. For him to just come along and... Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of the regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are still young. You need to place more value on your lives.
What are you gonna do?
Jeez, and here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of here!
What do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And that's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is, but that reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us?
How strange.
God, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So, anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key-type object from Celeste?
Hey!
So, what's the deal with that?
What?
Huh? What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do to me?
Ooh.
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body? What?
Ooh.
Oh
How
man, oh geez, oh man, oh
exciting.
geez. What do you mean, what did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. What was that just now? Mastermind did something to Kyoko's body. What does that mean?
Hello.
Oh, so she's the spy? Okay, things are getting kinda awkward. I think it's about time I got out of here. Should have ended the stream there. No, it's gotta be the end of the chapter.
Well,
Meanwhile, you guys can go on enjoying your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
See ya later!
Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. That's another count. Although it wasn't all despair. Oh, that's 2. There was one small hope. Hey, Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's that key that Celeste gave you?
So...
Most likely, it's the key to one of the dressing room lockers. Huh? Then that means Celeste probably hid it in there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea. We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey.
I'm going to go on alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later.
What?
Why exactly are you going alone?
So...
Do you even have to ask? As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's not what I mean. Why you? There's still a risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
What?
You? Please, let me go. Why are you pleading with... Just go! Byakuya is not your teacher. You can just go. Standing here arguing is just gonna draw more attention to us.
Goodbye.
Do whatever you want. Thank you, Byakuya. Why are you saying thank you?
well then.
Then it's up to you now.
Yo!
I'm gonna go to the dining hall, okay? Huh? So Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? Huh? Does that mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Well, I guess there now has to be a new pervert. Oh no, the genocide Jill is still here. Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone. Thanks, Byakuya. Very cool. I tried to forget what Hina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone.
Shall we go?
Yeah,
So then,
we need to get into that locker. Kyoko took the key Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. As the locker swung open, we saw...
You really came.
Good morning. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe. Thank goodness. I never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. I did just what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time.
So,
Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please wait just a while longer. So now we can officially say the case is closed. As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but can we take a second since we have this opportunity? I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me, what are you trying to do all on your own here at the school?
you...
Is that why you wanted to come here with me?
However...
Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now. I don't need to know? That just makes me even more worried.
What?
Worried? Like what happened during the investigation this time? You disappeared and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that,
Indeed.
it's only natural that they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too. No! I believe in you.
What?
You believe in me? Isn't it obvious? People believe in their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too. Because we're friends. I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more. Then,
That's fine.
fine, I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see... Cliffhanger! What I heard from Kyoko then was, well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believe in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she'd told me with my own two eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. And when it did, I went into action. Oh, it's still going.
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And in the storage closet there, way in the back... She said it was way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet, but could Kyoko really be right about this? Okay. Almost doesn't even look like a storage locker. It's just a normal storage closet as far as I can tell. The secret Kyoko told me about, could it really be hidden here? Is she gonna try and kill me? Wait. She said it was way in the back of the storage closet. But I mean, seriously? Without thinking, I placed my hand on the back of the storage closet, and suddenly, as if I were being yanked in. Secret door! Secret door! Kashunk. At the same time as I heard that sound, I fell through the wall. I had no idea what was going on. Boom bump. I'd fallen through the back of the storage closet. Huh? It turned out the back wall was like a revolving door and I'd made my way to the other side. Just like Kyoko had said.
Correct.
In the boys' bathroom on the second floor, there's a storage closet. And way in the back of that closet, there's a secret room. Ye of little trust. I don't know. Like, if you were gonna murder somebody, it's like, by the way, go into the back of this bathroom closet where we could very easily just, like, mop up all the blood. So this is the secret room. Well, what's in here? Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to click, but it's a bunch of files and what looks like volume after volume of yearbooks. They're all covered in dust. Looking at everything, one file at the edge of the bookshelf caught my eye. Here, Hope's Peak Academy Student Registry. This is the only thing in here not covered in dust. Has someone been looking at it recently? I slipped the file into my hand. Before I had a chance to take a look at it, a slip of paper fell out of the file and I turned my attention to it. Hey guys, I know this is a very suspenseful point right now, but just give me 1 second because I'm worried I smell smoke. Hold on. I just need to make sure there is not a fire in my apartment. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. There's no fire. There's no fire. Somebody next door has a fire pit. I have the windows open, so of course the smoke smell is billowing in, but because I have my green screen up, I can't see anything behind me. I just smell this strong smell of smoke and burning. Okay, we're good. My apartment is not burning down. We're okay. Gonna find a weird photo studio underground bunker. How dare you let the place burn. Thanks, Kwa. And the game is real. Oh. Well, that's true. Yeah, because of how Celeste just died. Oh my god. A slip of paper fell out of the file and I turned my attention to it. You must not leave. What is this? You must not leave. That's kind of weird. I could understand if it said, like, I can't leave, but you must not leave? What is this? My head feels funny. This strange sensation. It's like deja vu. Those words, you must not leave. I've seen them somewhere before, but I can't quite remember. What do I know? What don't I know? I'm sorry, what? A strange sound rang out through my head. Felt like I was shaking. It was shaking my brain back and forth. And then, darkness. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what started it. It's all over. And with that, I opened my eyes. I didn't know how long it had been. Oh, is this the secret student? Ow. Apparently something hit me and I lost consciousness. That's all I understood. The dull, throbbing pain in my head proved that much at least. Oh good, they left the tissues. An empty bookshelf. Huh? Empty? Gone. It's all gone. The yearbooks, the student registry, and even the note that had fallen on the floor. It's all gone? What does this mean? When my brain refused to do any more work, the insistent pain in my head began to spread across the rest of my body. Oh, he's having a stroke. For now, I should go back to my room. Get some rest. Man, this is getting crazy. My body was heavy with pain, my mind heavy with thought. Knees weak, mom's spaghetti, yada yada yada. I dragged myself back toward my room. The phantom luchador joins the fray. That's the thing. This case started with like some a weird person in an outfit who was hitting people. And at the end, it ended up happening anyway, but it happened to me. Somehow I made it back to the first floor of the school. Ugh. The farther I walked, the more I felt things are getting blurry. Can't see in front of me. I couldn't stop myself from collapsing right there. I'm gonna get in trouble. I fell asleep outside my dorm. And after that... As if from a vast distance, I heard a sound. It was faint, but undeniable. That sound. It's coming from the gym? What is happening? As I desperately hauled my shaky frame toward the gym, the sound got stronger and stronger. Cliffhanger. Oh, of course it's gonna be a cliffhanger ending. What's going on? It can't be nothing. Here, in the gym? More questions for next stream. Yes. Oh my god. Didn't make a sound as I opened the door to the gym. The sounds coming from inside, meanwhile, only intensified that much more. Sans. Hagagya, haya, paching. For me, there raged a battle beyond anything humanly possible. No, one side's not human, that's for sure, but regardless, I couldn't stop staring. I forgot to move or even breathe.
Why, you? What do you think you're doing? I asked you a question. What's the meaning of this? How dare you defy me? This wasn't part of the deal!
Sakura was the spy? The deal?
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat. No longer compromise. No longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Okay.
Okay.
But you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you? What I'm holding hostage?
What am I looking at? What am I hearing? A hostage? Then, could it be? The mastermind spy is... Sakura? Next generation, legend, stand tall, galactic hero. The end. Wow. I wouldn't have called Sakura as the spy. Wow. Got an item. I received Super Robo Justice present. Yes, I do definitely want to save. Stone or too stoned to betray. Honestly. Okay. So here, before we get into this next, I'm gonna save up. This is a good place to call it for today. And a third time for safety, because I am paranoid. Yes. All right. Oh, whoops. Right, it's back. And wow. So Sakura was the spy. Wow. I wouldn't have guessed. I don't know. I thought it was gonna be Hiro. Like, it'd be the dumb guy who's just pretending to be dumb. But man, Sakura. Man. But we still don't quite know what is up with Kyoko. We've got, okay, so something is up with Kyoko in her body. Something to do with Monokuma. Sakura's the spy. And there's a weirdo with a luchador mask. And also, like, our memories have obviously been wiped. Because that would also explain that picture we found that had Mondo, Leon, and Chihiro in it. Earlier I said I had a thought involving Persona 5 that I would tell you later during the gameplay. Would you like to know the thought I held? Is it not a spoiler at this point? For Danganronpa. If it's something that has been revealed, it's not a spoiler at all. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead, Yede. Man, yeah, there's a lot of little mysteries that are happening here now. It's like, man. And I had a feeling today's stream was going to be a 3-hour stream. Next time you hear how we talk things more. Oh, that's Morgana. Oh, I totally didn't pick up on that. I really got to look up the voice actor list for this game, because, like, that's something I've been meaning to do, and I do know enough about the voice actors that it's, man, I didn't know that. It's Morgana. Aw. Yeah, now I'll only hear Morgana every time it's Hina. Oh, Lady On. Great stream. Oh, thank you. Well, thank you guys so much for sticking with me today. I know this was a bit of a longer stream than I usually do, but I really wanted to get through this trial, and I felt confident I knew everything kind of well, I knew most things going into this one, but now with all these little mysteries at the end, it's like, man, the Celeste Ifumi thing, whatever. What is up with the luchador mask guy? Sakura the spy. So I'm excited. Appropriate, I know. Most of the time I don't have enough time to do a 3-hour stream, but regardless, yes, the Masky Man, the mysterious Masky Man. So I will be holding another stream on Thursday. This is likely going to be like a free time stream, but it's going to be a fun one. I always really enjoy those. I love the shenanigans, and maybe we'll get some more pieces to this puzzle and find out what's happening. It's going to be likely the same time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm also going to put it in a tweet just down below, so that way it's there. If anything does change, I'll let you know, but likely Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, we're going to be starting leading up to whatever the next case is. I wonder who's going to die next. Which, it never feels nice saying that, especially like I'm saying it quite enthusiastically. Because admittedly, my 2 guesses from last time, I was like, it's going to be either Taka or Hifumi, and what do you know? It was just both. I wouldn't have guessed Celeste, though. Like, doing it, yes, it's Celeste, but going into it, I wouldn't have predicted it was her. I don't know. What's your predictions? Who's gonna die in the next one? Maybe it is gonna be Sakura, just because if common knowledge gets out that she's the spy, somebody's just gonna try and offer, because then it's like, 1, I'm getting back at Monokuma by getting rid of his spy. 2, I get out of here. But then it's the big question of, who's gonna kill Sakura? Who can kill her? I don't think any force on Earth can kill her. Who's gonna do it? Who could do it, honestly? Oof. That's the thing, we're kind of getting to the point where it's like, it's hard to pinpoint exactly who. And, like, part of me, like, I know there's only going to be a certain number of characters, or even just one character left. But it's like, I don't like thinking about, like, Byakuya getting killed. Or, like, Hina getting killed. Or even Sakura, really. I like most of these characters that are left. The ones that are left, I'm quite fond of. And now I guess it's getting to that part where it's like, man, this isn't easy. I don't know. It's like fair game at this point. I don't think Sakura's gonna be murdering anybody. I think if anything, she's gonna get murdered. What if you murder? I feel like that would be the final thing. You finally murder. Like, you've been warped by Monokuma enough that now you are a killer. And it's like a Batman and the Joker sort of thing. Like, if he can get you to kill someone, he's won. Man, I don't know at this point. Like, part of me thinks it's gonna be like Hina or Hiro or somebody, but I feel like we had like 2 kind of dumb kills. Makoto's a sweetheart, though. Yeah, Big Mac's a good guy. That's why I'm saying if it would be him, it would be the very last one. Like, that would be like the final climax at the end of the game. Like, this is how much these circumstances have warped him. But for this one, I don't know. I think it's going to be a serious one. I think this next one is going to be a biggie. Because I don't know if they're gonna kill off all the lighter characters. I think they're gonna keep at least one or two of them around for a while. Like Hina, Yasuhiro. Yeah, I think something is gonna happen to Sakura, but it's gonna have to be something extremely elaborate. Like, a very smart character is gonna have to be the one who does it. Because in a one-on-one fight, you're just gonna lose. You are not gonna win that way. So I don't know. Maybe it'd be a Byakuya. Nah, I don't know. Kyoko wouldn't. Makoto wouldn't either. I don't know. Maybe Toko will finally kill Byakuya, like how she's been dreaming of it. Not Toko, Genocide Jill. You know what I mean. Ooh, man, it's like anybody's game at this point. Ew. But anyway, we're gonna have to wait and see. I'm gonna call the stream here for tonight. But again, thank you so much for tuning in with me. It's been a ton of fun. And we'll be back at it again on Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Maybe we'll try and go for another 3-hour stream. Let's see how far we get. Hopefully, we'll get to figure out some of these mysteries. Until then, I hope you have a great rest of your Monday, and I will see you on Thursday.